Undisputed.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Good morning over there.
I was so bored last night.
Really? I thought the Cowboys were 1-0. They are 1-0 on Hard Knocks. They showed you every reason why they are going to win the NFC least this year.
What are they right now in the preseason?
Well, they're...
I hate to admit it, Shannon, I was going to say bored too. I don't know. I just wasn't, there wasn't a lot there.
Well, I'm not going to be bored when I get to talk about it in about 15 or 20 minutes.
All right, I promise you guys, the Cowboys made their Hard Knocks debut. We will be all over it, but we have to start with the latest surrounding Shannon's team, the Lakers, because during his introductory press conference yesterday, Russell Westbrook said he understands his new role playing alongside LeBron and the Lakers. Russ said he knows his job is to make LeBron's game easier for him, adding, quote, LeBron is one of the best players to play this game, and his ability to do everything on the floor allows me to just figure it out. There's many different ways you can impact the game without having the ball in your hand. So, Shannon, did Westbrook convince you this will work?
Skip, I don't know how you look at it, but I look at press conferences when an individual does a press conference. I look at it like someone meeting the in-laws for the very first time. Everybody's on their best behavior. They say all the great things. Oh, I've heard so many great things about you. Oh, I just couldn't wait to meet you. Oh, wow, you're so great. You've raised a wonderful child. You say all the right things. How many times does someone go to the... I'm going to be me. I'm going to play exactly in L.A. the way I played in OKC, exactly the way I played with the Washington Wizards. Did you expect him to say that? Now, I sincerely believe that Russell Westbrook always wanted to play for his hometown team. I sincerely believe that, Skip.
No doubt.
I believe he wanted to be close to his family. We know what type of family man, how he loves his friends. He keeps those guys close to him. I believe all those things. But, Skip, Russ has never been a third option. Russ has only been 1A at worst. At worst.
Yep.
You talked about all the time how the conflict was KD and Russ was like, I'm equal too. So therefore I should shoot as much from the same places that KD is allowed to shoot from.
Yep.
So for me, Skip, I know it sounds good to say, you know what, LeBron is one of the all-time greats. He can do some of everything. And so it's my job to figure it out. But, man, that's a lot easier said than done when you've only played one style of basketball basically your entire NBA career. Now, I'm anxious to see. Now, that might work game 5. That might work, but I'm going to check back game 35, game 45, and still see if everybody feels the exact same way.
Okay.
It's going to be very interesting to see Russell Westbrook plays some other way other than the way that made him what he is. That's hard to change when you become this figure that we know and love, Mr. Triple-Double, an MVP, a stat king, a stat machine.
Yep.
Man, the Joe got more triple-double than a Costco receipt. And you know how long a Costco receipt is, Skip?
I don't, but
you
go
ain't
ahead.
never been to Costco?
I've not been to Costco.
Okay.
Sorry. Have you?
I have been to Costco. I got to go.
Do you?
Yeah, I think it is.
You're way ahead of me.
But, Skip, the question is, can Russ live without taking those bad shots? And that's the thing that you're going to have to, that's what the Lakers are going to have to live. Because he's going to jack up some threes. You're like, Russ, we didn't need that. He's going to turn the ball over. Like, Russ, come on. Slow it down, Russ. The question is, are the Lakers going to be able to live with that if Russ turns the ball over at a high clip like he normally does, if he starts living with some of those bad shots like we've seen him done? But I believe Russ is happy to be home. I believe he always wanted to play for his hometown team. All that other stuff, Skip, I'm going to take the approach. I'm going to wait and see.
Aha. Yet and still, the man sitting across from me, Shannon Sharp, Shannon Sharp, told me on Monday upon our return from vacation that the Lakers are better than they were last year. How can you justify it after what you just told me?
Skip, I mean, he's a better player. He's a better player than all the guys that they got rid of. So just by him...
Are you sure he's a more effective player in this system than Schroeder was?
Yeah.
Are you sure of that?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Dennis Schroeder in just a minute. It came to this for Dennis Schroeder.
I think everybody told you what they thought of Dennis Schroeder.
Okay, but the Lakers told you what they thought because they did offer him 4 years at $84 million. He just had to accept 1 year at 5.9. Are you sure that Schroeder wasn't a better fit than Russell Westbrook?
Sometimes the best deals are the deals you don't make.
Well, in this case, that better be the case, although you're actually making the case in everything you just said about his opening remarks that it's not the case.
No,
you don't trust any of this.
No, Skip, I got to see. I got to see. I can't.
But you've been seeing for these 13 years of Russell Westbrook. You know exactly what he is and what he is not. And now he is yours. Now he is LeBron.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying now.
And so you're trying to say, well, I think maybe. There's no maybe here. You know after 13 NBA seasons exactly what he is not.
So you saying Bron can't have no calming effect? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
You know, if anybody could make this work, I believe LeBron could. And in the end, even LeBron will throw up his hands and say, I'm sorry, this is a disaster. This was a mistake. That's what will happen ultimately.
But you do realize that LeBron knows that this has to work because the reports came out that the Lakers, the front office brass wanted Buddy Hield, but LeBron and AD wanted Russell Westbrook. So if this does not work out, who lap is they going to put this in?
Well, I still say that Russell's reputation is so bad around the league, just among fans. Let's just do fans, because everybody knows what he's not. Everybody loves to watch him. He's TD, triple-double, right? He's Mr. Touchdown, as in triple-double. He is must-see TV.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody play harder on offense than Russell Westbrook does every dribble. So we all get that. But he is a solo act. And all of a sudden, when you put him with LeBron James, the ultimate distributor, it's fire and water. It does not blend. It does not work.
Right.
Okay, and I think even you know that. But in the end, everybody knows that to the point that he's going to become the ultimate scapegoat. If you think Dennis Schroeder was a scapegoat for LeBron last year, this is times 100.
Scapegoat. The numbers speak for themselves. The numbers speak. Dennis Schroeder's numbers speak for themselves. He don't need a scapegoat. You took that anomaly season that he had at OKC, and you tried to make that his whole career. That was an anomaly season. You know that. I know that, and the rest of the league seemingly know that. That's why he was only able to sign a 1-year, $5.9 million deal. Skip, but at the end of the day, if LeBron James can't make it work, I don't know if it's going to be able to work. But I do believe...
Okay, well, just let's remind everybody, Kevin Durant could not make it work after 8 years. He said no. Okay. James Harden tried 1 year and said no. Right. Paul George tried 2 years, and when he got his escape hatch, he leaped right through it to get out.
Russ should have recommended he leave after the first year after he gave him 5 points in Utah. That's what Russ should have told Sam Preston to get him up out of here.
Well, despite Russ's solo act at Utah, they still got wiped out.
Russ had 44.
Okay, all right, here we go. This whole media session had so many SMHs in it, and I make them all caps, SMH, that I don't even know where to start because I was shaking my head again and again and again. I got sheets of quotes here.
You got a bunch of sheets, more sheets than I've ever seen.
Than you've ever seen, because I don't know where to start. So I'll start with this quote.
Okay.
This is Russell Westbrook, yesterday in his introductory remarks. He says, I always want to stay true to who I am, but with that, making sure I'm willing to listen and be all ears. Those are two very conflicting statements back to back from Russell Westbrook, who can turn into Russell Westbrook, as you know.
Correct.
So to me, Russ is the classic basketball player with the little devil on one shoulder and the little angel on the other, because some of his instincts are good. Yes. And I do think that LeBron and AD like him off the floor at this moment. They might not like him in 6 months from now or 8 months from now, but right now they think he's a pretty good dude. That's what they think. Yes. So Russ often gives in to the little devil on the left shoulder who says, hey, you got to stay true to who you are, because who he is put your head down and drive it. Right? Yes. Or go up and shoot it because you are the man. That's what he thinks, which leads to my second point. He went on and on about Kobe Bryant and how close they became, and it came across to me that he believes he was much closer to Kobe than LeBron ever was close to Kobe.
I wouldn't doubt that.
And his point was, and Rob Pelinka reinforced this, and obviously Rob was the agent for Kobe Bryant for many years, so was very close to the situation, that Kobe blessed Russ because he did have Mamba mentality in Kobe's view. Now, again, this is offensive Mamba mentality. It's not defensive. But on offense, nobody's ever played harder than Russ has, especially rebounding the basketball, right? As a 6'3" guard.
You're absolutely right. And I do believe that Russ was probably close. There are a lot of guys that were probably closer to LeBron. I'm not saying that they didn't have a great relationship.
Closer to Kobe, yeah.
Closer to Kobe than LeBron.
Yeah.